Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we discuss all things financial literacy. Back in 2019, I had just $100 to my name, and within 60 days, I turned that into $25,000, and I didn't use personal credit. All I had was my laptop and a handful of skills I took time to learn. Now, in 2026, I'm going to update you on exactly how I did that, because I believe that my previous methods still work even today. So listen, guys, you don't need to trade time for money forever or be physically clocking in somewhere, but you do need to put in real work up front to get momentum. That's one thing that I take pride in, helping people improve their financial literacy, and I never promise overnight success. I'm on my 10th year now as an entrepreneur, and I'm not here to try to sell you a fantasy. This takes time, it takes effort, but honestly, I don't think it's any harder than showing up at a 9-to-5 job every day. If you can show up to a job that you don't want to do for 5 days a week for even 10 to 8 hours, depending on how you guys work, you have the discipline to actually be an entrepreneur. It's just that you don't actually see that as being as important as going to your job. But the fact of the matter is, your level of success will depend on how committed that you are, and learning new skills always takes time. Could this happen quickly? Well, absolutely, it's definitely possible, but be realistic. You'll build skills today that could eventually allow you to make $25,000 every single day, and that level takes sometimes years to develop. With that said, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to know and exactly what I did, so make sure you like the video and subscribe to stay up to date with future content. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Today, we're going to be talking about digital products. Now, after years of trying various business models, and some of you guys have seen things like I talked about Amazon FBA, print on demand, drop shipping, e-commerce stores. I talked about flipping products, promotion. There's so many things that I can say that I did, and those are just a few things I could think of off the top of my head. But if you could think about it, I probably tried it. And after trying so many different types of business models, I learned something. Now, honestly, I do believe if you stay in any industry long enough, you will eventually learn the business and you will eventually make money. However, one of the easiest ways to make money when you don't really have any money to start with and you don't have credit or anything to leverage, anything like that, the best thing that you could do is start with a product that's not tangible, a digital product. See, I used to believe the only way to make real money was selling high ticket products or skills. But what I eventually realized is that people, they do not pay for price, they pay for value. I've said this so many times, it probably sounds cliche, but if you guys really think about it, whenever you do anything, you are usually paying for the value that you think someone can provide, not actually the price. The price is determined by how valuable you deem whatever that product or service actually is. Now, you begin by offering lower cost products that deliver massive value, and then you scale from there. That is the trick to make a lot of money when you don't have money or you only have very little money to invest. So again, when you don't have a lot of money, the easiest products to sell, they're digital, simply because you only have to create them one time and you can continue to sell them. You don't have to replenish your inventory or spend money. They live on the internet. A cloud-based software can be free depending on how you're doing this. And today there are so many AI tools, softwares, prompts. It's actually easier than ever to do this than any other time in history. When I was doing this, I didn't even have access to AI tools. I had to do everything basically manually. So, I mean, again, it's actually easier now than it is more than ever. So if I had to give someone a way to make money from $100, then this is the most realistic. So for example, you can sell an ebook for $100. If you reach 1,000 customers, that is $100,000 in revenue. On the other hand, if the value is high enough, you could sell something for $1,000. That could be a digital product or a service to just 100 people, and you generate the same amount. And that's when it clicked for me. I didn't need to sell my time, I need to sell value. And I'll give you a real example from my life because that's really the only ones that I can use. But I opened a store called successwithstevensmith.com. It's my website. You guys will see it on my YouTube channel. But I made that to just be a resource hub. That was really it. I had a few like digital products that I added to the store. I set them at a price. I really didn't think that people were going to actually purchase most of them. Since I opened that store, I've definitely made well over $100,000 just from digital products and digital services. And once again, that wasn't intentional. I just didn't realize the value that I was actually providing with the problem that people had. Now, everyone's going to have a different industry. Yours can be as simple as creating a recipe cookbook for people who want to learn how to cook. Like, it can really be that simple. Maybe you start with a YouTube channel about how to cook healthy for people, and then you make this entire list of recipes and stuff that they can use. Like, there's all types of ways that, like, that was just a random example. But the point is, there are all types of ways to provide people with value, especially when it comes to finance, education, when it comes to health. I mean, health is like a really, really big one. Those are always the easiest ways that you can start selling these digital products. Now, the reason I was able to generate $25,000 in 60 days was because I focused on offering high value products at an accessible price. And a lot of people think if a product is low ticket, the quality must be low too. And that mindset is completely wrong. There are many business owners, entrepreneurs, and creators that hold back the best information because they think that it's not worth it. They think that their experience is completely worthless. But the truth is, the value of what you provide will determine what you can charge, and the more value you deliver, the more the pricing power grows. I think the problem that most people run into is that, again, they don't think that they have any services, skills, or anything that they can offer. And the fact of the matter is, if you don't, then go learn some. We live in the information age. You can get information at your fingertips. You could learn to do just about anything, honestly, on the internet. You don't have to pay for college or classes or anything like that. All of it is right here for you to do. It just depends on what you're spending your time on. This doesn't just apply to business, this applies to life. You basically create value or get paid in proportion to the value you create for others. And if you're struggling with things like MMR courses or DWA or UBC or roadmap products, I understand how overwhelming that can feel, and you don't have an audience yet. So let's talk about that next. A large part of making money, especially online, has to do with social media. So for people watching this right now, I'm sorry. If you want to make money, you're going to have to engage with people in some way. You'll have to do it. So if you want to go outside and talk to everybody that you meet or hand out a flyer, you can do that too. If not, get on social media. There's no way around it. There's no way to avoid it. Everyone has to do it. There is no business that you can operate that just does not work without some sort of marketing or advertising. People have to be aware that you have something to offer, or else they can't get it from you. Now, when you don't have an audience yet, the biggest mistake that you can make is trying to sell before people get a chance to actually know you. And I'm sure, once again, at this point, some of you are like, that's so much work. But if you only have $100, you can't spend money on advertising. And if I'm being honest, paid advertising really does not work as well for someone if they're doing this for the first time, even if you're a large company, because I make a lot of money. In fact, a majority of the money that I make comes from companies hiring me to talk about their products or their services. So that kind of lets you know right there, most products and services really don't work well from just regular organic marketing unless you have a large spend budget. And to be honest, the reason why most people fail is because they try to skip the part where you have to actually go find people, where you have to actually provide value to people. Most beginners jump right into just posting links, pitching a product, and then nothing happens. They assume that this product or this service doesn't work. In reality, people buy from people that they trust. Trust is built through connection. That connection comes from showing real experiences, real situations, and real solutions. Instead of just creating something like a piece of content and saying, buy this, you have to create something that says, I understand you. I even mentioned this when I talked about print on demand, like even a t-shirt. It's not so much that you're selling a t-shirt, you're trying to find an audience or a niche or a group of people that are like-minded, and then you pick a product or shirt or put a logo on it that resonates with those people. You're not just making a shirt to make a shirt, you're making something that resonates with a group of people. Because the truth is, no one is scrolling on social media hoping to be sold something. Like, you didn't watch this video hoping to be sold something, you watched this video hoping to get value from it. That was the purpose of you clicking on it. And the thing is, if you put yourself in someone else's shoes, then you would understand exactly what they're looking for and what you need to be doing. Because again, no one's hoping to spend their hard-earned money. No one's hoping to do that. They're looking to be maybe entertained, learn something new, or solve a problem. So I would suggest that you choose one of those: entertain, or have someone learn something new, or solve a problem. Entertainment could be a piece of content that you made that's behind a paywall. Solving a problem could be like showing someone, again, how to lose weight or anything of that nature, or solving a problem for them. Maybe they're having a problem with their business and you can provide a solution through some sort of digital piece of content, media, or product. Or you can also have a service, like maybe you build websites, something like that. There's so many various ways that you can actually do this. The main thing is that your goal is to be helpful in some sort of way and to be the voice in their feed. So let's talk about that next. When I do one-on-one business coachings, I really try to bring people down, especially when they want to talk about business funding, but they have no idea about what they're actually going to do. That is one of the worst situations anyone can be in. So let's start with real life scenarios. Let's talk about the situation that your audience is already dealing with. More than likely, you had a problem, or you currently have a problem right now that you're dealing with. Frustration, confusion, overwhelmed, a lack of time, fear of wasting money, or feeling stuck. There are people who feel the exact same ways that you do. All of my content came from me dealing with the issue of trying to be an entrepreneur, trying to make money, trying to build credit. And then I took all of my experiences over years and years and years of trying this stuff, and I put it into a form that people can easily consume based off my personal experiences. That's why I hope when you watch this, you feel understood and you naturally begin to build trust, simply because I really went through it. And storytelling is a part of it. It's powerful. I'm talking about my life. I'm not just jumping into selling something that I've never been through. I'm telling you exactly what I did and how I made things work throughout my life. And of course, I'm speaking very broadly here because everyone is probably going to try to solve a problem or address a different issue, and it's not going to be the same, but the principle will always be the same. I tell this to people all the time. They want to do exactly what I'm doing, but a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, it's not what you think. And then again, it comes from a long time of personal experiences. So when people see themselves in your story, they become emotionally invested, especially when whatever it is that you're talking about speaks to their issue, a problem that they're having, or again, it could also be entertainment. That also works as well. Once you're able to do this, then you'll start to see how customer stories will build proof. Like, for example, if someone shares a win or a testimonial or a small milestone that actually shows your advice or your information or your product or your service works in real life. These moments don't need to be huge. It could be someone making their first sale or gaining confidence. That stuff is powerful because it shows progress. Behind the scenes content also adds another layer of trust. When you see people, you see their process, you see their work, especially the failures, success stops feeling like magic and starts to feel achievable. You can see someone do it step by step. So you want to speak directly to your audience's pain points. Use simple, genuine language. You don't need to be aggressive with your pitch. When you consistently share helpful content, your product naturally becomes the next step. It's really easy. Now, again, I know this isn't step by step because again, I have to talk fairly vague, right? Because I can't actually say exactly what one person is going to do. I'm speaking to a broad audience. But at the end of the day, content isn't about selling, not necessarily. It's about building relationships at scale. And when trust is built first, sales become the natural result of the value that you provide. Now, I have an entire video where I talk about advertising and marketing, and that's actually like a step-by-step process. I would say it's going to help you. I'm going to link that video right here. It's one of my least watched videos, as a matter of fact. However, I think it's one of the most valuable pieces of content that I've made on my channel. So check that video out if you want more information about marketing and about advertising. Now, if you've gone through the process of actually building an audience, and remember, it can be a small audience. If you sold something for $1,000 to 100 people, you'd still have $100,000. Or you can sell something that's $100 to 1,000 people. 1,000 people is not the biggest audience. Just let them know that once you've addressed their problem, you have something coming, a resource or a tool that can definitely help them. Just give them something to know that you're working on something that's to their benefit. And you could do this by posting Instagram stories, TikTok videos, YouTube shorts, or YouTube as a whole. I think that's my favorite piece of social media. And once you do that, I'm going to give you a product that should apply to almost anyone. So this is going to be like a blanket product that I think anyone can use based off of any audience, all right? We are going to be talking about PLR, that is private label rights. This is a resell product that you have. So you'll give a license that allows someone to modify, rebrand, or sell different content that you have created for themselves. PLR is a popular concept in digital marketing, and it can be used for a variety of content, including ebooks, videos. The real biggest one is software. That's actually the biggest one, but I know that's a little bit more difficult. Graphics, white papers, blog posts, templates, printables, anything like that. PLR can be a very cost-effective way to create content for a variety of purposes, and you'll figure this out very quickly. Now, I created a 15 done-for-you digital product bundle on Etsy, Fiverr, and I did this on my own website. This was one of the e-commerce stores that I had early on before I started YouTube. And they weren't basic downloads. They were high-value bundles packed with videos, ebooks, courses, templates, and step-by-step guides. So think of this as the ultimate bundle, or like a platinum package that was designed to help people start making money immediately, especially if they already had an audience. Now, many people could have bought the templates and used this to launch their own offers. Some of them ended up earning far more than I did simply by repurposing and marketing material consistently. Each product can be sold individually for around $50 to $60, or you could even do a bundle for $1,000 depending on the value of the information. Now, the choice is yours. Since they are PLR products, they can be customized, rebranded, resold for 100% profit to other people. So someone might spend $1,000 once with you, then they sell their own bundle for $250. After just 4 sales, they've already broken even. After 8 sales, they've doubled their investment, and everything after that becomes pure profit. So if you were told that you could start a business with 15 ready to sell digital products and begin generating income right away, that is a strong opportunity, as long as the information does truly provide value and helps your target audience. Now, that's going to be the challenge. I will say from 2019 to now, this was more lucrative then, but now it's very easy to get information. With these AI tools, with all of these resources, it's very easy. So the information that you give can't be fluff. That's why I said a lot of the stuff that I do comes from personal experience. You can't buy experience. Like, no one can just take experience and pretend like they have it. You either have it or you don't by going through something. So I would say that if you're going to be private labeling anything, it should be something that you understand very well, something you have experience in, and something that can't be easily duplicated or replicated. And this type of content can focus on like TikTok marketing, Instagram reel strategies, education, skill-based topics. I think those are like the best, especially when it comes to like AI skills. Like if you showed someone how to, let's say, create YouTube videos using ChatGPT or using like Claude or other resources and other AI tools, that is a big thing because most people don't understand prompting right now. If you put that into a digital content pack or a video where you made it, but it was faceless, and then now you can give that to other people who want to teach others how to actually do this, they would find value in that. You did all the work for them. Now, when I did this within 2 months, I only had to sell 250 bundles. I sold them for $100. And just to break that down for you, I had about roughly 4 to 6 sales per day. Like that would be my goal. 4 to 6 sales per day within a 60-day period would give you somewhere between $25,000 or a little bit more than that. So it's not that hard when you think about it in retrospect. 4 to 6 sales per day. That's all that you would need. But also start thinking about this practically, because this can be supplemental income that helps you cover a car payment, a phone bill, insurance, maybe even rent. You can keep your job while doing this and build side income, and that extra income can grow. And when it grows, you can reinvest it into a new project or a new idea or something better that you can see long-term value in. With consistency and real effort, this can scale far beyond side income and eventually grow into a 6-figure business. So I wanted to provide you guys with some inspiration because, again, I used to do this on Etsy. I went to Etsy and just typed in PLR digital products. And as you can see, there are a bunch of them here for various prices. Like right here, there's 10+ million digital product bundles that you can resell. This person is starting at 70 cents. There's one for $1.20, There's one for $1,568.97. Again, price really does vary based off of the value of the information, as well as you can see here, 26.5K likes here. So this is one that's selling very, very well. But what are they actually selling here? Let's take a look. So you can discover the new and official digital products library, Upstrider, featuring best sellers, digital products library with master reseller rights, MRR. It took me 90 days to generate my first. This one says 3,000 pounds a month. So that's actually pretty good. I mean, it's better than what I did, but it's a great example. So you guys could take a look at this and actually see what products that are being sold to see if it makes sense for you. And then there's also what? Ebooks guides here, an ADHD planner. I never even thought about something like that. And that's another thing too. Like if you guys have something like ADHD or a problem or a struggle or a quirk, all of that stuff is actually something someone else probably deals with. You can use that. Like that's what I mean by identifying an audience and building a relationship. Like who really thinks about something like that? 100,000 kid coloring pages, coloring books. Like, come on guys. I mean, that's pretty cool. 300 plus PLR, MMR, like digital products here. Again, you can really like roadmap 3.0, something right here, Digital Wealth Academy, $777.77. So all of this stuff, you guys can really take a look at it. Do some research, and I really implore you, try to find something that actually matches with you, your life, something that's going on with you that you understand. That is the best way that you can actually build rapport and make a relationship with people in order for you to build an audience and then actually make products that really help people, not just trying to make money. If your goal is only to make money, more than likely you will fail. I don't recommend that. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do like to make videos like this where I show you how to make money, and I really try to find things where it doesn't always require credit or leverage or things like that. And believe it or not, making videos like this is difficult because one of the hardest things you could possibly do is, one, make money with very little resources where you're not just trying to sell your time, but secondly, most people want the easiest way to do things, and the honest to God truth is not everything is super easy and super simple. Sometimes there are little advantages here and there, but in life there is a point where you will have to do some hard work. And like I said, if you already work a 9-to-5 job, you have the discipline to work hard. You just need to figure out how to reapply that and repurpose that into something that can actually be your own business. If you found value in this content, please drop a comment below. Let me know if you would like more videos like this. I would be more than happy to make that for you. Also, be sure to share this if it's someone that you know who may benefit from this information. That is honestly the best way that these videos grow, by sharing them, by informing people. And the best recommendation that you can get is from a family member or a friend or someone that you actually trust when they send you something. I mean, it makes it so much easier for them to really take this content to heart. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and you guys have a wonderful day.